Hello friends, welcome or welcome back to my channel. I'm Cody from Crochet and welcome to this very crafty vlog where we will see how many green things I can make. We already did this video but in yellow, so if you're interested in watching that, check it out. It was kind of fun. And today it's time for green. And I indeed have green t-shirts, so I was able to wear one today. Because in the yellow video I realized I don't have any yellow t-shirts, but different problem for a different video. Anyway, today I want to make as many green things as I possibly can. I do have a bunch of markets coming up, so making stock is always good. So let's grab some green yarn and get started. Yarn acquired. I also have some cotton over here, as well as some of this hot pink, because this yarn here, which is a very tangled scrap honestly, plus another one, this is for the frogs with pants that I make. This pattern is by Crafter Frog, and for the pants I will probably use this hot pink, so that's why I have that over here. Oh god, okay. Yeah, so we will be making some frogs today, hopefully. One, maybe two. Then this cotton yarn I have for some kiwis. I also need white, so I need to grab that. But kiwi keychains, also one, maybe two. And then I have these yarns here, which I will probably use for making scrunchies. I don't have these colors yet, but I've had this yarn for quite a while and honestly I don't really use it for anything else, so let's just make some scrunchies out of this. And then of course the classic, I have some light and sage dark green. Pretty cute. We can make a bunch of different things out of this. We can make some plush octos, we can make some turtles and axolotls, so we have a bunch of options there. And we can also just grab some regular acrylic green to make some mini octopus keychains. We can also do that. So let's grab a project and just get started. What we can also make is some flower and smiley keychains. I do have a bunch of flowers, so maybe just one of those and then maybe one or two smileys because I barely have any of these. I have my ponytails ready, so I think I'll just start with some scrunchies. These little skeins, they're 50 grams each and 38 meters. These make, I think, 1.5 scrunchies, so I have 2 here. Maybe we can just use it up and make all 3. And then for the bigger skein, I don't remember how many these make. I think like 3.5, maybe 4. I really don't remember. But this pattern is by PassioKnit Kelsie. It's a scrunchie pattern, so if you want to make some with me, go check it out. I'll be using my 5mm hook, and let's make some scrunchies. Around the ponytail, so let's start the ruffles. I haven't made scrunchies in quite a while because a few years ago I made a bunch of them and I still have most of them because they don't really sell at markets, so I have a box full of scrunchies, so I didn't really make them for quite a while. I mean, they're easy, I definitely remember the pattern, but still need to get into the flow of making scrunchies again. But they're really cute, I like them. Can't really wear them though, except for like maybe around like my wrist, but not really possible right now. But usually my customers are either kids or really cool elderly women, and then they rock the scrunchie in their hair or like around their wrist, matching to their outfit on that day, so I love that. Otherwise, I usually have them in like a little bowl in some corner of my booth, and I sell them for €5 each. And when they get 2, it's 9, and when they get 3, it's 14, so it's just like €1 less every time. But yeah, I think scrunchies are just not as trending anymore as they were a few years ago, so there's that. But I really like this color. This color green is one of my favorite colors ever, which is why it's in my logo. And actually, I made a sign. I made this at work out of scraps, and now I have a sign. So there's that. And this green actually matches pretty closely to the green I'm currently using for the scrunchies. So that's fun. But I don't quite know what I want to do with the sign. I don't know if I'll just keep it in this room, in my bedroom, or if I want to put it up at my booth, because then I would probably have to drill holes in it to hang it up, because I don't really have room on my tables to display this. And so either it's holes or I don't know. I feel like holes are the most secure option you could do. Yeah, I'd probably drill some holes in it at some point. I'll let my dad do it. Yeah, that happened. I made it yesterday? Yeah, yesterday at work. So I have that now. And we are making good progress on the scrunchie on the first. Again, I think these make like 1.5 per skein. I don't really remember because again, I made these a long time ago. But I'm starting to get back into the flow. I realize now why I made so many. They're easy and they're quick. And honestly, I have a bunch of this yarn because I use this for my mini loaf cats. But I don't know if zombie mini loaf cats are really a thing. So I'll stick to the colors I already have. It's not like they're natural either, but I feel like this green is just not a good color option for these mini loaf cats. So scrunchies it is. And our scrunchie is complete. Very cute, like it a lot. The color is really pretty, but the camera doesn't quite pick it up like it is in real life. Well, it's okay, it's close enough. And that's what's left, so I guess it doesn't actually make 1.5. Maybe I have tighter tension, or just put in more stitches around the ponytail. I don't actually know, but there's that. I will probably make another one in this color and then make at least one in the other green that we have in the yarn. So I guess let's make another scrunchie. This skein definitely has more left than the other one, and I don't know why, but whatever. We are nearly done with our second scrunchie. Wow, there was a lot of fibers flying around here. Yeah, I'll weave in these ends and then switch to the other color and probably make one. And then we'll switch projects and make some plushies or keychains. I don't quite know what I want to make next, but maybe I can make some like two-tone scrunchies with this yarn. So like either going around the ponytail green and then the other color on the outside, or just like this green on the outside of the ruffles. We'll see. But I definitely want to use this up because again, I don't really use it for anything else other than scrunchies. So there's that. But now, weaving in it. And now we have 2 scrunchies. I do feel like this one is heavier and it also looks more full, so I probably just added a bit more stitches on the inside around the ponytail, so that's probably why we have a lot more yarn left. This feels a lot heavier actually. Well, whatever. We now have 2 scrunchies in this color, so let me grab the other color and make one of those. And then probably switch to plush octos, or maybe an axolotl, or maybe sort of turtle. Or something totally different and just make some keychains. We'll see. But for now, 3rd scrunchie. This is our next color. It's like a very light sage green. But I've had this for over a year in my stash and I've never used it because I was like, you have enough scrunchies, and I do, but I don't really use it for anything else, so might as well use it to make more scrunchies. I mean, I guess I could try and make some like ear warmers out of this because it is pretty soft, so maybe I can do that. But let's make scrunchie out of this first because I feel like this is a very pretty color that maybe people will like. because they're definitely more popular colors than others, so we'll see how it does. It's done. And it's honestly not really ruffly. There's like one ruffle right there. And then otherwise it's pretty flat. I feel like I didn't add enough stitches in the middle. Although I did squeeze it over multiple times to add more, but oh well. Here we go. We now have 3 green scrunchies, meaning 3 items for today at this point. I forgot when we started, honestly, but the current time is 11:47. I think we started at around 11, maybe 5 minutes to 11. Scrunchies are pretty fast, they take like 15 minutes each, so there's that. But we used some yarn, we made some stuff, so we can move on now. I think the next thing I want to do is 1 or 2 Kiwi keychains. This is my pattern. I also have a YouTube tutorial on my channel if you want to make them yourself. I'm also working on a written version of the pattern to put up on my Ravelry, which is in the description if you want to check it out. But yeah, let's make some kiwis. We have our yarn. This is for the kiwi itself, and then this is for the embroidery later on. So I will sew on the sheets once it's done. But let's make 1 or 2 of those. I do still have many of these because honestly the kiwis and oranges don't really sell that well. The best seller in these keychains are the watermelons and the lemons, so yeah, there's that. So I will just make 1 or 2 of these, but yeah, again, I still have multiple of these. We now have 2 kiwi keychains finished, making this item number 4 and 5. So here we go. These can go with our scrunchies. And now I don't know what to make. We can either make... Let's start maybe with something quick and easy. So a plush octo. I do still have one in this color, I think. I'm not quite sure, but I think. But we can totally make one in this color. I've never made anything with this color. This is literally a new skein. So we can make that. And we can also maybe make some stingrays. So yeah. Let's make a plush octo first. This pattern is by Crochet Creations. This was a free pattern on their Instagram. I don't know if it's still up, but that's who it's from. So let's make one. And item number 6 complete. Very cute. And very quick. It is currently 12:30, so we are at 6 items, which is pretty good. Either we can start on a turtle because these do take a while, or we can make an axolotl. We also don't have to use the greens together. We can add accent colors, so like blue or white or something. So I need to remember that. But I do want to try out using both greens on a turtle, or using the green as the body color and like for the shell a light or dark brown. So there's that. But what we can make right now maybe is use this to make a octopus keychain and maybe smiley. So let's get into that. item number, what is this, 7? That's 3, 4, 5, 6, yeah, that's 7. We now have a little octopus keychain. Cute, I like it. This is the same pattern as the plush octo, just with small yarn and hooks, so yeah. We have, I already forgot, was it 7? Yeah, we have 7 items now. And yeah, I will look for complementary colors for the greens that I have so that we can make 1, maybe 2 axolotls, and then we can totally get started on a turtle. The time is 12:47, so still a bunch of time. So I'm standing in front of my shelf, and honestly, for the light green, there's multiple things that would match. I've done blue and the light pink, but for the dark green, I don't know, I feel like the dark green is a little bit harder to match something up to, so I might just use these 2 together for one, and then maybe make another one in the light green, and then add like the light blue maybe. So yeah. We do have a light blue scrap that we can get rid of, so that's great. It's right down there. But yeah, let me grab that, and then we can get started on some axolotls. Yep, here we go. I will be making the body in the light green, and then add the gills and the tail frill later on. But first, I think I want to do the both green combo. I will also probably use the, although my original thought was to make the body of the light green and the accents a dark green, but then I would just have 2 light green versions with different colored accessories, and I don't know if I want that, so I might make the dark green the body color. I'm not sure. Yeah, let's do that. And then we can make the other one light green. But yeah, this pattern is by Crochet by Genna. It's her no-sew axolotl pattern. It's really great for market prepping, and it's working out pretty fast. So let's make 2. We have our 8th item right here, a very cute axolotl. This color combo looks okay, I'd say. Yeah, it's okay. It's not my favorite ever, but it's okay. It might have looked better if we switched it, but we can always do that at a later point. So there's that. But it is nearly 1:30 p.m. and I need to eat lunch, so I will do that. And after that, we can make the light green body color with the light blue, and then switch to another project. Lunch was had, so now we can continue with another axolotl. And our second axolotl is complete. I feel like the lighter versions always look better. I usually do the darker color as the accent, so like with the pink and the blue ones, I usually use the darker versions as the gill and frill color, but that's just a personal preference. So this is item number 9, I think. Yeah, it should be 9. And I don't know if I want to do frogs first or if I should do a turtle first. I feel like the turtle because I only have 1 left, so should make another one. But I will definitely grab the brown I was talking about, so let's grab that. Here we go. This is the brown that I usually use for the shells, and we can either pair this with the light green, which I usually do, or we could do a darker version, but I honestly like the light green better. Yeah, I feel like I should do the light green. I can always make another one in this combo, but I think for now I will do the light green. So let's get into that. This pattern is also by Crochet by Genna. It is not no sew. You do have to sew on the head and all of the fins and the tail, but the tail and fins will be sewn on like the inside. The only thing you have to sew on the outside is the head, so that's pretty much it. So let's get into that. These usually take me 2, maybe 3 hours, so there's that. The time is currently 2:25 p.m. So there's that. The body is nearly done. As you can tell, I'm at the point where I need to sew everything together except for the head. We'll be sewing that on the outside. But then we can close up the body, sew on the head, and then we're already done. The time is currently a few minutes past 3, so this was actually pretty quick. Honestly, sewing takes a long time, so that's where most of the time goes actually. But I hope we can finish this before 4:30, which we should. So let's go. And everything I can sew on right now is attached, meaning we can now close off the body and later sew on the head. And our 10th, I think, item is complete. Our very adorable turtle. The head is slightly... oh no, it's fine. It's slightly off. I always have trouble sewing on the head. But it's fine. Really cute. I like these a lot. And they always sell. So they're a bit more on the expensive side, but people just love them. So there's that. This is our biggest project out of these 10 that we have here. So there's that. Let me check what else I have on my list of things to make, or things I can make, and pick one of those. I totally forgot. We still have the frocks to make. So let's totally make one of those, maybe 2. And the time currently is 3:30. So sewing this together and closing everything up didn't take that long actually. Oh yeah, let's make some frocks. The frog pattern is by Crafter Frog on YouTube. I just changed how I attach the arms and legs, but otherwise it's completely the same. So yeah, let's make a frog. It is currently 3:45 and this is how much I have done. As you can tell, I worked the arms directly into the body in the round I just did. So we'll see how well that looks once it's done. But this way I don't have to weave in any ends or do any sewing, so that would be great if that would work. So yeah, there's that. And the frog itself is finished. The other 2 that I still have from the last market have a smile, so I added this. I switch it up between this and the smile, so yeah, there's that. And the other 2 frogs that I have pants, so let's make this guy a skirt. Broke my scissors. Yeah. This part right here broke, so now it doesn't close anymore. I mean, it does, but it's not staying closed, so yeah. Whoops. Anyway, let's continue. And here we are with our item number 11. I really like these frocks and the skirts, they look very adorable. I like it a lot. And I think this will be it. It is currently a few minutes past 4 and I do still have something to do today, something to attend. So I really hope you enjoyed it. Let me know what was your favorite of these 11 items. Let me know in the comments below. Thanks so much for watching. If you liked the video, maybe consider leaving a like and subscribing to the channel. Really helps me out a lot. Thanks so much again, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.